Welcome to this episode number 4 of GK, Father of the Bride, for March 8th, 2015. It's good to have everybody here. I appreciate everybody's posts and emails. This is great that we're getting quite a following. Last week we had Colin Dale on, and Colin was a lot of fun. I'm glad everybody enjoyed the episode. Today I also have a special guest. Joining us from Paris, France, I have my boss, my mentor, the man who makes it all happen, Mr. Aymeric Bouffard. Aymeric has 5 children.
True.
Which is amazing. How do you do it, Aymeric? Here's the real question for you. When you have 5 children, the hardest part is remembering their names. So I'm going to put you on the spot here. Is there any chance that you could rattle off all 5 of your children's names?
Yeah, no problem. I should be able to do that. So my son is Hugh, as the oldest one. And then I have Mary, Clémence, Flavie, and Alex.
How do you like that?
One boy, four girls.
And that's just it. 1 boy and 4 girls. So now when your daughters grow up and they're ready to get married, have you thought about that?
Well, I'm thinking about that almost every day, yeah. We need to start to save money for the weddings, because I'm not sure this is like in the US where we split. In France we split.
Okay.
Where in the US this is for the girl, right? For parents' girl, no?
Well, usually the way it works is the father of the bride and the mother of the bride pay for the wedding. But thank you very much. We're actually eating at a Chinese restaurant as we're giving this interview in New York City, so it doesn't get any more real than this, ladies and gentlemen. In the U.S., traditionally it's the father and the mother of the bride who pay for the wedding. We've been lucky that Jackie's fiance, Mike's parents, are generous enough that they're putting money towards the wedding as well. So we're all sharing in the expense.
That's one of the reasons why we moved back to France, is we wanted to make sure we could share, the cost of the weddings.
That's a smart move, especially when you have 4 girls. That's going to be a tough one. Now, are you nervous about the girls bringing home guys and making sure that they're going to be, fellas that you approve of and that fit into your family?
Yeah, I guess you can always be a little bit nervous about that, but we're trying our best with my wife to, give them the right education and trying to avoid this type of surprise later,
You're a smart man. Okay, we're going to stop for a second here and eat our appetizers, but we'll be back with Aymeric Bouffard and more about the French style of weddings, if you will, in just a moment. Okay, I don't want to make anybody jealous, but we just finished a fantastic meal here at a Taiwanese restaurant in New York City, and it's delicious. But as we finish our meal, I'll finish my interview with Mr. Aymeric Bouffard, who's joining us from Paris, France, and we're talking now about the kids that are going to be attending the wedding. My nephew John, his youngest son Johnny, just turned 1. He's going to be the ring bearer at the wedding. And Johnny has 2 older sisters, Angelina, 7, and Alexis, and they're both going to be flower girls. So they're excited. They keep themselves busy. But tell us, what do your kids get involved in France?
So I have to say first, they are quite busy with the school. Because the program are quite intense, so they have a lot of homework when they are back home. But their main activity is Boy Scouts, which is usually once per month or sometimes twice per month. They go outside, they camp, and both of them really enjoy it. My son also does a lot of swimming with his school. He has a chance to be in a school where they have 2 swimming pools, so he can swim, at lunchtime. Mm-hmm. And my daughter Mary, she do some gymnastic on Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, that's great. They keep themselves really busy. My favorite Aymeric story is this one here. Amric lived in the U.S., believe it or not, in Texas for 4 years, and he lived in a big house. Texas homes are huge, like almost 4,000 square feet. But then he had to move his family, 5 kids, back to Paris into a 1,000 square foot apartment. We couldn't believe it in the office that they were going to make this work. But congratulations. I hear you guys are moving into a new home. That's got to be pretty exciting.
Well, it is exciting, but I think it's a relief also, the challenge was, 4 rooms for basically with 5 kids. It was coming back from Dallas. It was clearly difficult. The kids make some noise. We have neighbors, and when they're doing their homework, there is always someone doing some noise, and so it's a discipline to have to try to be silent and pay attention. So quite a lot of discipline involved at the beginning. Now they're getting better, but yeah, I have to say that we're really pleased to move in July in a new house where we're gonna have 6 rooms, bedrooms. So each kid's gonna have his bedroom. So that's gonna be for us, as I said, a relief.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm sure the kid. It's always great to start them with something smaller, and then they really appreciate it when you get that bigger house. Okay, I've got a few additional questions for Amric, but just remember, we'll take a little break here. Remember, if you have any questions or things that you want to see on these podcasts, feel free to post them on Facebook, but alternatively, if you're not a Facebook fan or you don't want to do that publicly, you can always email me at gkraynak, that's Kraynak 149 at gmail.com, and I'll do my best to take your suggestions and add them to our podcast. Also, next week, we're going to have the trainers from Camp Gladiator joining us in the studio. We actually have Ashley and Ty. We're going to be talking this full week about getting in shape for the wedding. I want to make sure my suit's going to fit and I'm going to look good in the pictures. So that's my vain way of making sure that I don't look like the big fat father. But it's going to be fun. Ty and Ashley have some great suggestions for us to keep in shape. So they're excited about joining us and telling us a little bit more about Camp Gladiator. I also have a funny story. I told you guys this before of how I met Ty, and we'll be talking about that during that podcast. So let's bring it back to Amric for a minute here. Amric, my last question for you, and I asked the same thing to Colin. He didn't have a great answer for me, and the reason is I don't think Colin spent enough time in Texas. We have a lot of people coming in from all over the country, and they're coming to Texas the day before the wedding, and we're trying to think of something fun that we could do with everyone. What are some of your suggestions? You spent some time there.
Okay, I need to remember the name, but the cool thing is, one of the cool things was really this place where you have, Texan, barbecue, and you dance, the step dance,
like Southern Junction?
Thank you, Southern Junction. This is a cool place.
You were always a fan of the rodeo, too, I remember.
Is it the season for the rodeo? Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
sure.
It's probably so. Yeah, so Mesquite Rodeo. It's not too far. It's a good one. I have to say that we have been to the rodeo many times. We enjoy the show. We do also really enjoy the patriotism, if I can say. The respect for the flag, the national song, all this environment, which for us, coming from France, is great, and we you show a lot of respect.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great. Well, again, Aymeric, I really appreciate you joining our podcast. We're also going to listen to some of the audio from Jackie's venture into the big birthday party for Johnny this weekend in Champaign, Illinois. So I'll be interested in listening to that. I also want to, again, thank our guest, Aymeric Buffar, for joining us. We are here in New York City, and I'll be signing off so we could finish our dessert and call it a night. So thanks again for joining. Again, if you have any comments, feel free to text me or send me a message at GKRAYNAK149 @gmail.com. Enjoy your evening.